Hi and welcome along to ArsenalFanTV. Now I want you to be honest with me, 100% honest. Before the Europa League draw was made today, had anybody out there ever heard of F.K. Ostersunds? Because I know I hadn't. And I think, I always think I know quite a lot about football. I had never heard of this team. That's who we've got in the next round of the Europa League. That's who Arsenal been drawn against. And I never heard of them. I mean, it's the Europa League for you. I was listening to the Champions League draw, Tottenham draw Juventus, Chelsea drawing Barcelona, Man United, Sevilla. Who do we get? F.K. Ostersunds. Now listen, no disrespect to the F.K. Ostersunds fans, and they'll probably use this video as motivation to try and come and smash us, but it's a bit like Arsenal playing the Swedish version of Sutton United. I mean, actually, if you look at this team, actually, Sutton United wouldn't be an accurate description. More if you describe them like a Bournemouth, because they've had like a meteoric rise. They were like in the 4th division of their league and they've come all the way up to the top. They're now in the Europa League. They actually beat Galatasaray to get through to the Europa League. So that shows you that far from being just a pub team, they must be a decent team if they beat Galatasaray. So that is how they're in the Europa League. And also they've finished second in their group, so they must be a half-decent team. But that's who Arsenal have drawn, F.K. Ostersunds of Sweden. And just, looking at them, as I said, I don't know a lot about them. They were formed, their club was only formed in 1996, which of course has real significance because that was the year in which Arsene Wenger took over at Arsenal. That is when they were formed, 1996. It is a truly amazing story. It must be absolutely fantastic for them to have drawn, Arsenal, and they must be just licking their lips and saying, oh my God, what an unbelievable team to draw. Probably the biggest team remaining in the draw. We have drawn them, and it's unbelievable. Now they're managed. This is another great story to this whole thing, and that all the newspapers, all the TV companies will be all over this one. They're managed by an English manager, Graham Potter, who back in the day used to play for teams like West Brom. He's their manager, and he's the guy that's been responsible for their big rise up the leagues, and it's an incredible story. It really is an incredible story. They're, a Swedish team that I think we were trying to check out the logistics today of how would you get there. And they're sort of to the north of Sweden. The very, very cold parts of Sweden as well. So that's going to be a cold trip in February as well to go there. But yeah, that is the team that we've drawn, F.K. Ostersunds. And I'm sorry, I ain't going to lie, I can't tell you about any players. I don't know much about them. I don't know anything about them. But that is who Arsenal have drawn in the next league, in the next round of the Europa League. Now, there was a lot of fans saying to me after the last round, saying that, listen, once we move into this next round now, Arsene Wenger's going to have to put in some of the first teamers. We're not going to be able to go with that sort of team that we've been playing all along in the qualifiers. He's going to have to play a stronger team. But when you look on it, this team really, F.K. Ostersunds, they're not as big a team as like a Red Star or a Cologne or, Bate Borisov, who've been in the Champions League before. So really and truly, Arsene Wenger is going to be really happy with this. And he's going to be looking at it and saying, February, March, got loads of games coming up. He'll be going with the same sort of team that played in the previous rounds and, got Arsenal winning the group. And it's over 2 legs with the second leg at the Emirates. So he knows that if he goes away and say he plays a team that, I don't know, he's not the strongest team and they didn't get the desired result, he knows he can throw in the strong players in the next, leg of that. So it's really fallen brilliantly for Arsene Wenger. It's fallen brilliantly for the TV companies because it's a great story. And yeah, that's who we're going to be playing, F.K. Ostersunds. looking at some of the other teams that are in the draw and some of the teams that we've avoided, and, Borussia Dortmund, they're going to be playing Atalanta. Atalanta, of course, who knocked out Everton. Some of the other picks, Nice versus Lokomotiv Moscow. FC Copenhagen versus Atletico Madrid. Glad we avoided Madrid. Celtic are playing Zenit St. Petersburg. Napoli versus RB Leipzig. That's two teams that dropped out of the Champions League playing each other. Red Star Belgrade versus CSKA Moscow. So they were the runners-up in the group. That's who they got, CSKA. CSKA were very poor as well in the Champions League. But you got to say, Ludogorets versus AC Milan. You got to say, going through that, I've missed this one. Lyon versus Villarreal. Again, two top teams. You got to say that Arsenal got a fantastic draw here against FK Ostersunds. They couldn't have hoped for a better draw. Looking through the teams that are left, you got to say that on paper, that was the weakest possible team that Arsenal could have got. So you got to expect Arsenal to progress through this. They got to take it seriously. Listen, I know they're a tiny little team in the north of Sweden, but let's just, for instance, draw the parallel to the World Cup and Iceland and how small a country Iceland is. And what did Iceland do? Knock out England. So Arsenal are going to have to go there. They're going to have to take this serious. But if they take it serious, put out a strongish team, they should be able to get through this. But take it serious. As I said, these guys knocked out Galatasaray to even be in the Europa League in the first place. So they're not going to be mugs. But that is the draw. Tell me what you think about it in the comments below. What do you think of FK Ostersunds? If you do know anything about them, please tell me in the comments. I'd like to know everything you know about them. But yeah, that's where we're going to be heading. Looks like I need to go and get myself a new coat, a new hat, some really thick gloves, some thermal underwear, because we're heading to Sweden in the next round of Europa League, and it's going to be cold.